Alright, I guess we're doing a tier list today. Hopefully we don't offend anyone. Let's hit it. Alright, so what we've got here is we have a Monster Hunter Rise and Sunbreak tier list. And so today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going through all of these, kind of giving a brief description of what I think of the fight. There's not too many, and hopefully by the end of the video we will have a tier list full of my favorite monsters and whatnot. So, now, just for context, I have played through every mission in the game so far. I think level 86 on anomaly quests at this point. So I've played against all of these monsters at the highest tier possible. So we're just gonna go through it. We're gonna make sure that we give them all good due, and we'll see where we are at the end of everything. If I offend you because of my opinion on monsters, I am so sorry, but this is my list. So, if you want to make your own tier list and show me how wrong I am, that'll be in the description below. You can check that out there. But otherwise, we're just going to get into it. So we're going to start with Royal Ludroth. Royal Ludroth, I think, is a fantastic monster design-wise, but I don't feel like the fight is particularly hard. The hardest thing is when it rolls and then it rolls back. That's usually the only time when it gets me. It's a cool water monster. I like water monsters. I think they're some of my favorites, but I just don't think it packs a big enough punch. So we've got Rathalos. Rathalos is the flagship monster. I find its fight not that hard. Master Rank did give him some new toys. For now, I'm going to put him in A, because he is the flagship. Everybody knows what he is. He looks cool. He looks way cooler than Royal Ludroth. No offense to Royal Ludroth stands everywhere, but Rathalos is really cool. It's the classic red dragon. I love classic. So it's going up there. Now, Raytheon, however, I don't feel like that fight is extremely hard. The hardest part is the tail swipe when she's flying and she like whips her tail up. And even then, like, it's not that bad, but it's not as bad as Royal Ludroth. So I'm going to put it in C for now. Arachnakadaki. Design-wise, I love this monster. I feel like Spider as a giant creature is amazing. It really makes you feel like you're fighting like the creature from the end of the Lord of the Rings. But I don't feel like the fight is super impressive. I usually don't get caught super off guard, but the fight is better than Raytheon, but not as good as Rathalos. Alright, we'll put it in B. Alright, Rajang. Do I need to say anything about Rajang? I made a whole video about fighting Rajang for the first time. I don't feel like I should have to say much for this monkey. S tier. It's the first wall I ever ran into in Monster Hunter. I love it. The fight's super fast paced. Sometimes he still gets me. Like, I love the design. Big monkey. His nickname's Goku, and he deserves every bit of it. Yeah, S tier. Easily S tier. Pookie Pookie. Pookie Pookie, really cool design, but the fight's just not all there. I like the design. I think it's cool. I like what they were trying to go for. Really good early monster. But I'm not a fan of like poison. The fight's kind of annoying, so I'm just gonna put it down here. Like, Narwa's just kind of okay. I don't feel like Narwa is too bad. However, All Mother Narwa is better, but still not like the greatest thing ever. I think like the first time you fight these, it's really, really cool. And they add a lot of depth to the game as far as like it's hard to hit these things. They're in the air. Oh, they have arena control. That's kind of cool. Like the fights are really cool, but like as far as like a personal connection, I think you need that personal connection to get to that S tier for me. So that's why I'm gonna put these here. I think that's pretty fair. Nargacuga is cool. I feel like Nargacuga sometimes gets me, but it's not generally too much. I don't feel like he's like a super difficult fight. I feel like he's like a B.5. So we're just gonna put him at lower B. He might go into upper C later. Magnamalo. Now, I didn't play the demo for Monster Hunter Rise because I was not into Monster Hunter at the time. So Magnamalo was the second wall for me. Magnamalo is fantastic. I love the design. I love how aggressive he is. Really fun fight now. Now that I know what to look for, know how to fight it. He still gets one over on me occasionally, but it's rare. It's super rare. Really fun fight, though. Really, really fun fight. Roggy, I kind of base Roggy around Pookie Pookie. I think Pookie Pookie's a harder fight than Roggy, but Roggy's just there. Mizutsune, really cool look. I hate the fight, just because I'm not a fan of like trying to dodge bubbles that come out in random attack patterns. I think it's okay. I love the design, but the fight's just not my favorite. So I guess it's gonna go down here. Lagombi. I think Lagombi has to go probably down here. It's just weird. It's not. It's one of those ones that I was like, I don't know how to feel about this. It's kind of weird. Kushala Daora. I think Kushala Daora is a really cool Elder Dragon, but it's not my favorite. So I think I'm gonna put it up here in A because it's a hard fight. It's a tough fight. It gets worse with Master Rank, but I don't feel like he's super crazy hard to deal with sometimes. Kuluyaku. I'm just gonna put you down here. Love the design. He protects the eggs, he grabs rocks, he does different things, but still just not a super hard fight. So Kezu? So I didn't know Kezu existed. And the first time I fought Kezu, everybody knows. Everybody knows. They designed Kezu in the grossest way possible. It's hilarious. And if you've seen the meme with the Kezu with the top hat, like it's just disturbing. It's disturbing. I think the fight is okay. But like normally I would put Kezu like here, but just for the fact that he's just like probably one of my favorites, that he's just weird looking. He's just weird looking. I'm gonna put him up one more rank. I'm gonna put him in B. That might be controversial, but I'm gonna put him in B. Giratotus. I hate this fight. He just wallers around in the mud. He doesn't do much. I can respect the monster design, but I'm just not a fan. What is it? Great Baggy? I like this one better than the rest of the Raptors because he's blue. But still, he's pretty much the same fight. I think Ibushi goes right up here next to Narwa. I think Narwa's better, but I think Ibushi just goes right there. I kind of view them in the same fight. Now, together, when they're both in the same fight, now that gets a little tricky fast. But it's still not super insane. So I hate fighting Gossarag, but I love the monster design. I think it's vicious. I think it's cool. I think I'm going to put it in B tier, though. I like it better than Ibushi and Narwa, but I don't think I like it better than Rachna Kadaki. Great Izushi, down here with the Raptors. It's literally the same fight. I don't know. I don't know how to classify it other than that. I love the fight with Zinogre. Zinogre is one of those monsters that I haven't fought enough, I don't think. I feel like I should fight him a lot more than I have. I love the design. I love the colors. I love the electricity. So, like, he's going up here. He's got a good design. I don't know. I feel like if Rathalos wasn't there, Zinogre would actually be the mascot for Monster Hunter. I think he's that close. Diablos. So regular Diablos, I didn't have very many issues with. I like him a little less than Kezu design wise. I think Diablos is amazing. I think Diablos is a really fun fight. I think if you want a good challenge that's pretty decent, like Diablos is the kick. Chameleos is an Elder Dragon that I actually hate fighting. I hate fighting this thing. I don't have a good time with this monster. I don't like it. I can respect its power. I love the design. Like, the design is cool. The eyes are kind of buggy and weird. But I just don't enjoy the fight. I'm gonna put you up here. Basilgeuse? I think that's how you say his name. Basilgeuse is an interesting monster. I like the fact that he comes in as like, I'm gonna blow up everything. Like, he seeks fights. I think that's really interesting. I'm gonna put him right behind Raknakadaki. I think he's super tough. I don't like his aesthetic as much as I wish I could. I wish his armor was a little more like, I wish they had like a lightweight version of his armor, because I think I would like it, but I don't know. Again, he's right down here beside Gyarados. I hate that fight. I hate that I can't hit him. I get the aesthetic, but like, he's slow, takes forever to beat. The fight's not particularly interesting. It's just not a fun time. Barroth. I think Barroth goes right here beside like Mizutsune. I love the design of like Saber-Tooth Tiger. Like, that's amazing. But the fight's just not super particularly interesting. I like that he's aggressive, as in he's more aggressive than some of the other ones. This one can go right down here beside Basaros. I don't think the fight's super interesting. Like, I mean, and this is probably something that you can tell now that it's down here. And there will be a few more, I'm sure. But, like, mud monsters just don't impress me that much. And then you have Arzuros. I like the Honey Bear. I think he's a little better than Royal Ludroth. I like the fight. I like that he's there. Master rank, he's kind of relentless. It's pretty good. But, like, still, I don't think it's super crazy. Apex Raytheon. Definitely the weakest of the Apexes, in my opinion. But still a fun fight. I like it better than I like a lot of these monsters. I think I'd actually put this above Raknakadaki, so... Apex Zinogre. Now, this one, basically Thunderlord Zinogre, was terrifying. I hated fighting this thing. I love the design. I don't like it as much as regular Zinogre, but it's pretty good. Roly Poly Boy can go down here. Kind of the same as all the Mud Boys. Like, I'm just not a fan. Apex Mizutsune, I'm gonna put right here beside Raytheon. I think, like, I like its fight better. Now, Apex Rathalos. Apex Rathalos is definitely scary. I like the design better than I like Apex Zinogre. I think I'm going to put it here. I think I like it a little better than regular Zinogre too, to be honest. But I don't like it as much as regular Rathalos. Apex Arzuros, I didn't really find it to be super compelling. I'm going to put it down here. I don't remember much from that fight, to be honest. Now, this is where it gets kind of interesting. Apex Diablos. I have fought this thing so many times. I fought it solo. That fight is tough no matter what you do. I don't care who you are. That fight is terrifying. It's pretty good. I like it a lot, but oh man, it has to go in A tier. Possibly even S tier. I think I'm going to bump it up to S tier. Like, that fight, I just remember that fight distinctly. I think Anjanath goes down here in C tier, but it's high C tier. I like the design of the monster. I actually like the fight, but it's still pretty mid. Acnosam being a new monster for Monster Hunter Rise. I love the design. I think the fight is too easy now, but it goes above Bishaten. Mostly because like I like the design of the armor, I like the fight, I like the monster. It's pretty cool. A Moldrin. I hate this fight. I hate this fight. Do I hate it more than these ones though? I think I'm gonna put it here. A Moldrin is one of those fights that I cannot stand. I don't usually mind a Moldrin that much, but oh, I just can't. I can't realistically put it in any higher than that. I just can't. I can't justify it. I'm gonna actually do this as well, so you guys can see a little better. I had to hunt one piece of an Emoldrin for some sort of decoration or something, and I had to fight literally 50 of these things to get it, and it ruined that whole monster for me. Like, I thought he was cool beforehand, now I cannot stand that monster. I hate when I have to fight it. It's terrible. Blood Orange Bishaten, I think, is right there beside regular Bishaten, but a little bit higher. I don't like his fight as much as Mizutsune, but it's there. It's just fire instead of fruit. Astalos. I like Astalos a lot. Astalos is really cool. I like the fight a lot. I think it's got a really cool design. I'm not in love with the armor, but I like the design of the monster. I like the fight. The fight's pretty challenging. I could say much the same with Espinas. I'm not a fan of the armor as much. But I do like the fight. However, Espinas is a little more difficult to deal with than Astalos. And not in a fun way, so I'm going to put it down here. Now let's see. We got Valstrax next. Valstrax is just kind of mid to me, I feel like. Valstrax is kind of mid. I don't feel like Valstrax is super crazy. I think he's just okay. Like, there's nothing wrong with Valstrax, but like there's other fights that I would rather fight. Like, I would rather fight a Kezia than a Valstrax. Daimyo Hermitar. I'm gonna put down here. I don't like it as much as Anjanath, but it's a really fun inclusion. And I'm gonna put Shogun a little higher than both of those, because I like Shogun better than I like Anjanath. We have Furious Rajang. Again, Furious Rajang right up there above regular Rajang. It's terrifying. It's fun. Really cool fight. Guys Magorm, I like better than Kushala, but not more than Apex Zenogre. It's really cool. That fight's really epic too when you get to the that point in the story. It's a lot of fun. Really cool monster. I know, like, when everything was happening, like, a bunch of people were like, I'm not gonna tell anybody about like the end monster and this and that the other, and so it was like the lore around it was cool, but not to mention like the fan reaction to it was insanely fun. Gormagala. I like Gormagala a lot. I like its design better than Ragna Kadaki. I like it better than Espinas. I don't like it more than the Apexes though. Garen Golem's fight kind of sucks, but I like its design a lot. And I've had to like Garen Golem is one of the few monsters like I feel bad when I have to fight, because they're not normally aggressive creatures according to the lore. So it's kind of like sad. Luna Garen. Luna Garen goes straight to the top of A tier. I love werewolves. I love that aesthetic. Not to mention, like, blue is my favorite color. So he just kind of gets that. He checks all my boxes. Now, he's not like memorable like some of these fights personally, but like design wise, the armor's cool, the fight's cool, the aesthetic is cool. I'm putting him here. Magma Moldrin, I like it better than regular Moldrin, but that's about it. Malzeno. I like Malzeno a lot. I think Malzeno is a super fun fight. But I'm gonna place it right below Guys Magorm. I think the design of that monster is sweet. But something about it just doesn't pass these for me. Rachna Kadaki, the fire one, the blast one. I don't remember. Essentially, I like it better. I like it better than I like Espinas, but I don't like it better than I like Gore Magala. Now, this is going to be a really weird pick here. Shigaru Magala, I don't like as much as Gore Magala. I don't think the colors are like what I like. I think the fight is more interesting, but not by too much. So I'm going to put it here because like Kezu's more memorable to me. I'm going to put it here. I like the monster a ton, but it's lower on my tier list than a lot of other ones. Tobi Kadachi, I'm going to put you lower than Anjanath. Because I like the design. I like how he's fast and he's like a squirrel with electric powers. Really cool monster. I don't love the armor. And like it's not a super difficult fight. So I guess it just kind of goes there for me. Scorned Magnamalo. Scorned Magnamalo, I'm not as big a fan of the design. I think I'm actually going to put it here. So like Magnamalo was the first wall I hit. Scorn Magnamalo, I didn't have too much difficulty with. I'm going to go ahead and do Somnicanth and Aurora Somnicanth together. Like, I am not a fan of that fight. Oh, man, yeah, they're like right above Bishaten, but not by much. So they're both going to go kind of here, because, like, I don't know. They just aren't that difficult. I don't like the armor. The design of the monster is just not there for me. Like, I know for some people it's cool and it's there, but like it's just not there for me. Seregios. Ooh, Seregios. Seregios is really fun, but I like Basil Goose better, but I don't think I like Garangal more. So I'm gonna put it here. I think it's there, it's kind of cool. The Lucent Nargacuga, I think the fight is sick for Lucent Nargacuga, but I think it goes like bottom of A tier for me. Now, Silver Rathalos. I told you with Lunagaron, I like blue better. I love the look of Silver Rathalos more than regular Rathalos, but I don't think I like it better than Lunagaron. So it's going to go right up here, which is kind of funny. And like Gold Raytheon, I actually really like the armor. I think they added quite a bit more to her moveset. I don't like it as much as Lucent Nargacuga though. So it's going to go bottom of this tier. Which is kind of funny because like you had regular Raytheon, you had Apex, and then the gold one. So not too bad. Seething Basil Goose. I like its fight less than regular Basil Goose. The design's cool, like I guess. Scorned or whatever, Fiery Espinas, I think was less difficult than regular Espinas. So I'm going to put it here. Violet Mizutsune. So Violet Mizutsune automatically goes to the top spot. I love this fight. I love the shift and change in like the way it moves. It's so fast and aggressive. I love the color scheme. Oh, Platypus Monster, you're going below Bishaten because you're too easy to beat. Risen Chameleos. Risen Chameleos is super cool. But I don't think he's A tier for me. I like the fight a lot better than regular Chameleos. I like it better than a lot of these, actually. I think I'm actually going to put him top of B tier. I think his fight's easier than regular Chameleos, and that's the only reason why I put it in here. Tigrex, another classic. I like it better than a lot of these. I think I like it better than a lot of these. Tigrex is just a classic. It's aggressive. It's very, very destructive, very interesting to fight. Like, it's hyper aggressive. And I think that's what I love about it. Like, the armor's usually pretty cool. The fight's interesting. And, like, I don't know. I just like the overall design of Tigrex. Teostra. Now, Teostra goes to the top of this list. I love Teostra. I love like the lion and the fire and stuff like that. And I think it's pretty amazing that it's in there. I love it. When it came out with Kushala and Chameleos, I was ecstatic because big fire monster. I mean, it's cool looking, but like I don't know, it's just aggressive. I like the fight. I like the armor. But there we have it. I'm gonna go ahead and save this, download the image, and that right there is my tier list. Hey, if you did like this video, please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting. That way I can get in touch with you guys, talk a little bit about the tier list, see like what you guys thought as far as like, did you agree with my calls? Did you not agree with some of my calls? I don't know. This is just my preference, but you know, I'd love to see your thoughts on this. But otherwise, we'll be doing some more videos here soon. See you guys later. Peace.